welcome to this episode of Safe Home for struggling teens and their families finding their healing path. I am Joy, a teen recovering from substance use, suicidal ideation, depression, and anxiety.
And I'm Joey's mom, Beth, and I am walking beside him as he works hard for his recovery while I work hard on my own personal growth and healing.
We have created this podcast to transform the pain we've endured over the last several years into helping other troubled teens and their loved ones. We want to share what we've learned, what we've seen, what has worked and what hasn't. We are not experts in anything except our own stories, and we encourage you to seek out professional help if you're struggling. We have a list of resources in the description.
Please note that this episode contains some swear words, descriptions of drug use, and mentions of suicide attempts, and may not be appropriate for sensitive listeners or younger children.
We want to make sure everyone knows that this podcast is not glorifying or endorsing illegal activity or substance use. This podcast is for educational, prevention, mitigation, and harm reduction purposes.
Well, today's episode, we're going to be talking about alcohol. And I told everybody in the introduction episode that I have never been drunk in my life because of such bad experiences I had with alcoholics in our house when I was a kid. So this is going to be an interesting one for me to learn. But I'm imagining that kids still, like they did when I was a kid, are still partying with alcohol. Is that common nowadays in high school, Joey?
Yes, very much so. Every party you're going to find, high school party, you're going to find alcohol and other drugs. Mainly alcohol because, like, you see, like, the jocks, I would say, like, quote-unquote jocks, or, like, the ones partying, the cool kids. Mm-hmm. So, but they wouldn't touch, like, LSD or, like, hard drugs. They don't mind alcohol. Alcohol is, like, the baseline, like, substance.
It seems lighter than the rest, but it's probably...
It's not, but that's what they perceive because it's legal, for 21-year-olds. Yeah. And it's so socially acceptable. Like, not really, but, like, it's
everywhere. It's in every TV show, commercial, you just went to a Dodgers game and there's beer everywhere.
Oh, yeah. And they just sell it and it's fine. It's like no one really shames anyone for drinking alcohol.
More the opposite.
Yeah.
Someone like me, I get teased for not drinking sometimes.
Yeah. It's like, like when you told me, like, earlier today, was it that you didn't even, you've never gotten drunk? I was like, what? How? Like, it's confusing to some people that are in this society that a lot of people drink. Mm-hmm. And I can't understand it, but then it also confuses me. Like, how are people getting drunk and it's socially accepted? Like, how? I don't get it.
It's a very strange thing in our culture, and it's drinking is so dangerous and creates such havoc, and it can. I know there are lots of people that can responsibly drink and are like connoisseurs and fine, but in general, alcohol, I think, is caused more problems than it's helped anybody, right?
Well, yeah, I think in my little circle of, like, where I grew up and stuff, the alcohol consumption is, like, to an abusive point.
Oh, not just with you, but with all of your circle?
Yeah, the whole circle is just drink to get fucked up. Mm-hmm. Like, really, like, the whole thing, like, when I was drinking was who can get blacked. Wow. And blacked out drunk. And that isn't safe. Because
now, what does that mean when you're blacked out? I always thought that was meant like you were, like, unconscious.
Unconscious. No. Blacked out is when your vision gets literally blacked out, but your consciousness is still going. Like, you're essentially I don't know how to explain it. It's like before you black out completely, it's like tunnel vision. Like, what tunnel vision? Like, you put like this, like you put your hands over your eyes in like a cylinder, and then you look through them. That's what it looks like. That's what it feels like. And then once you drink that last little bit before you black, it closes.
And then, but you're still awake, and
you're not. It's essentially like you're in this void. You have no recollection of what you're doing the next day, but your body was doing something.
Wow.
Your subconscious was taking complete control.
So how many times did you wake up somewhere that you didn't know where you were?
Every time I got drunk, usually.
Whoa.
Yeah. So the worst time I woke up in like a gutter, like
Oh my
like
God.
literally, I was like, the whole time. You remember I said I want to die and I just want to end up in a gutter.
Yep.
I like literally ended up in a gutter one
Your
time.
dream came true.
Yeah, and that wasn't even the lowest low for me. Like, he was like, oh, okay. I woke up.
I guess this is what gutter.
Yeah.
I guess this is what a gutter feels like.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was really strange. It's like a Twilight kind of Twilight Zone kind of feeling. Like, how did I get here?
Yeah, and you have no idea. Like, did you ever end up in someone else's house or something?
Oh yeah, no, I've ended up, well, not really. So like I've ended up in a different house.
Than where you started drinking at?
Yeah, but then most of the time it's I go there sober, and then stay there, and I wake up there.
Okay.
But like in rare instances, I do wake up in a gutter or like it's completely like the beach. I've woken up on the beach.
Oh.
Like I had no idea. I was like on the sand. I was like, okay, how did I get here? And I just walked home. I was like, whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
And you have no idea what happened to you or what you did.
I've done some stupid shit. I've done really stupid shit and could have got me in deep trouble if like things went the wrong way. But luckily, I've never really gotten in trouble for alcohol. But actually, I do have a story where this is actually kind of funny story. But in my rehab, we robbed a liquor store, and I ran out of the store with 2 Jack Daniels in my hands, running as fast as I can, and then I just chugged one of them, and my other buddy chugged the other one completely. I chugged half. I couldn't chug the whole thing, and then my other buddy chugged the whole thing, and then we were gone. I was blacked. He was blacked, and we were at the rehab.
And did they wonder, or they knew you?
Oh, no. We ran out. Like they knew we were gone, and then the police came. Everything kind of happened, but then my friend's brother paid off the clerk, so we didn't get charged.
Yeah, you didn't get charged.
Yeah.
You're super lucky.
Oh, there's so many instances where I could have got charged for something, but God or the eternal spirit saved my ass. I'm so glad I'm not in jail right now.
Yeah, you could have been. There were times when it was really bad. I was like, somebody please put him in jail. Would somebody please pick him up? Somebody report him. Yeah. Because I thought, at least I know where you were.
And then the only way to I think another thing in my mind, I was like, come on, cops, just get me. Because I was essentially, this is a kind of thing for my trauma. I wanted to be noticed. I wanted to be seen, essentially. And then I wanted to do something, create chaos to get the attention.
Yeah.
And I think it never happened because I was just so sneaky.
You were sneaky.
But another instance is that I think it would have just given me a reality check of this is what would happen if you kept going. But I never got that. So I'm lucky and unlucky at the same time, I guess.
Do you think a stint in jail would have turned you around?
Yes, I think, but I don't know. I never know. I would never know because I've never been.
I know. I'm grateful that you've never been because I know there's really bad stuff that happens in jail.
Yeah, no. I've heard stories that I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't want to go to jail.
Try to stay away from there. And you'd also probably learn a whole bunch of new tricks.
Exactly.
Like you did in other rehabs and stuff. Yeah.
But I don't want to say I'm comparing this to jail, but it just felt like what jail would be like is when I went to what is it called in Nevada that I went to?
Oh, we'll just say the place in Nevada.
No, I know what it's called, but
you mean the lockdown?
Well, it's a lockdown facility.
Yeah.
So yeah, it felt like jail where I couldn't go anywhere. I was locked in somewhere, and then I was fed shit food, and
with the paper spoon.
With the paper spoon. That's even worse than jail. Jail, they actually give you spoons. We can't even use spoons.
What was the reason for that?
Self-harm.
Oh, self-harm.
Because you can break a plastic spoon and cut yourself with it, you know?
Why didn't they give you metal spoons?
That's even worse.
Really? You can file it down or something?
Yeah, you can file it down. It's metal. You can
Okay.
like stab yourself, something like that. But yeah, we had paper spoons. Now I totally forgot about that actually.
Yeah, that was depressing when I went to visit you.
I don't know. It was actually the lowest point for me.
Yeah.
That place.
Yeah.
That place was really low.
Well, at your other rehab, I remember y'all convincing the rehab people to make some sort of recipe.
Oh no. They had no idea what we were doing. It was just me and my friend that made Pruno,
What's Pruno?
like gel alcohol.
Oh, you're like trying to ferment something.
Well, it was. I'm gonna explain how we did it, but don't fucking do this. You can actually die
Totally.
from doing this because you could go like the way it's made. If you don't ferment it right, you could get like bacteria that can kill you in it.
Yeah.
So that's the forewarning. But what we did was we got pure apple juice or pure cranberry juice. Has to be 100% like juice, and you get yeast like that baking yeast. Just put it in there, shake it up, and then wait for it to ferment, and then that turns it into alcohol.
Yeah.
And I don't know how that kid knew that, but it worked.
And so you were able to make it. We
made it. We made it, and
Did
it
you
worked.
drink it?
He drank it. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna drink it. It smells like butt. I'm not gonna drink that. And then he got buzzed off of it, and we got caught because it smelled horrible.
Oh yeah, I bet.
It smelled literally like alcohol, like straight like alcohol.
Oh.
It smelled up our whole like house.
Where did you get the yeast?
I told my dad, oh, we're baking. Well, I remember the whole story. We convinced, this is what I think you got the story from, is we convinced the techs that we wanted to make pizza, homemade pizza. And how do you do that? You have to have yeast. So we got yeast.
Okay.
And then we were like, we always got juice. So we always asked, can we get 100% fruit juice?
Making sure you're nutritious and everything.
Yeah, nutrition, Oh, yeah, we just want to be healthy, right?
Yeah.
So that's how we got all the ingredients. And then
Sneaky. Oh, I always thought if you could just use that innovation and ingenuity for something good, you would be unstoppable.
I know. At that time, I was just using it for bad. And now that I'm coming out of this haze of whatever that was, that old paradigm that I was in, I'm using my smarts for good. Everything's kind of going up right now. Getting into college, playing baseball, making music is going well. It's going well at this point in my life.
Yeah, we've had some really good couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Joey decided one day, okay, I'm ready to go to college. So we hurried up and it started like in 3 days.
Yeah, it was insane. It was like, okay, I want to go to college. You start 3 days from now. Oh, okay.
So we had to hustle up, but we're in.
Yeah,
right? Joey's doing the thing.
I made it in. So, yeah.
Amazing. A couple of months ago, we would never have guessed that you'd be here. So
Oh, no.
thank God.
Oh, no. But yeah, going back to the alcohol story, it was like, how did I use that innovation to like to make it in rehab?
Yeah, in rehab.
That's the thing. That is like in rehab where no one would think you could get all that stuff. But it's easy, essentially. It's easy and not easy. It's strange.
Do the kids outsmart the people at rehab, or are they just
no.
not supervising you very well?
No, we outsmart. We think deep, like, because we're fiending so hard.
Yeah.
They don't think, like, they try and tell us like, oh, you'll get over it. Just let time go by. But when it's like you're feeding us and you're giving us stuff, we figure out how to do stuff through you guys. We use you. We manipulate the hell out of you. It's sad now that I think of it. I feel really bad for all those techs. I've ran away so many times from rehab that I've stressed the hell out of those guys. I'm sorry to whoever may have been my tech. I'm sorry for stressing you out. I'm sorry if you're listening to this.
Yeah, I got a few phone calls in the middle of the night that I'm sure they didn't feel like making.
Oh no. And then there's one where like, I don't want to talk about that one, but like I got hospitalized, but then manager of it was actually really, really nice and stayed with me and told me what to say not to get hospitalized. So I almost got hospitalized, essentially. So he saved me. He told me, don't say these things if you're not really feeling that. And that really saved me, because I could have got kicked out that day for saying some stupid stuff.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, boy.
But yeah, that's how alcohol affects people's lives. It makes chaos.
That's the main thing it does, right? It just, and everyone reacts to alcohol slightly differently, but it pretty much messes stuff up, it seems like.
Yeah, it just turns reality upside down. It just, not really your reality, but it just makes things different. It's not who you truly are. That's, everyone can say that, is you're not the same. You're not your true. Well, some people say you're your true self when you're under the influence of alcohol, but I don't feel like it's your subconscious talking. Your deeper self probably talking, but it's not your sober you who's talking. Who with your true intentions
and good choices and cognition and
yes.
everything.
Well, that's what happens when you're under the influence of alcohol. Your cognition is completely hindered. Your motor skills hindered. A lot of things hindered.
Yeah.
Your sense of like feeling, like physical, like touch, gets numbed out.
Oh.
So that's why, like, when I get drunk, I usually fight.
Oh.
So
you make like
I don't feel things.
So you're wanting to feel something, so you get into a fight, or you
I don't really know, but
kind of angry when you drink?
I get angry when I drink, and then also I probably want to feel something because I'm like, oh look, I can't feel this, hit me in the face, and then like they do it, and then I get angry, and it's like, oh, okay.
I can just imagine how those kind of things go down with a bunch of drunk teenagers.
Yeah, that's how parties are. It's like the start of a party, it's like all fun, and then once everyone's kind of drunk, it's like, oh no. Like if you're the sober person there, you're like, oh god.
Why would you be there sober? That sounds like miserable.
Well, there's my friends. Some of my friends go to parties sober,
and they
just deal with it. Well, they play beer pong.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's fun.
Yeah.
If you're playing beer pong.
So they do the fun part.
Yeah.
And watch their friends get smashed.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if it's fun for them, but there's this one time where I actually left a party. It was actually starting to be where I was getting more like in my consciousness and realizing that I need help and stuff. I went to a party with one of my friends who was sober, and I got a little anxious, but I was smoking still and stuff. But I actually left the party without them. I was like, I can't do this. This is too anxiety provoking for me. So I left.
Oh, anxious about
just people.
What could happen, and it was too chaotic?
Too chaotic for me. I never usually got that way, but that something clicked in that party. It was like, I can't do parties anymore.
Yeah.
I don't like parties anymore. I really don't, because what I saw there was all these people that are numbing out and not feeling their emotions, and they're in a place where you need to feel your emotions when you're communicating with people. And it just hit me that parties with alcohol and drugs is just a house or whatever venue filled with mindless people, essentially. They have no intentions. They just want to get fucked up, essentially. And then bad things can happen when you're under the influence, like sexual assault and like assault, other things like that. You never know. And then you can't, like, it hurts when you're sober and you see someone get assaulted or something. So,
and plus drunk driving.
Oh my god, that's another thing. I've been in cars not completely blacked out, but almost to the point of blackout, where my friend was completely blacked out driving on PCH like 100 miles an hour. I was like, I'm gonna die, but if I die, I'm just gonna black out, and I don't care at this point. But so for some reason, I'm here.
That's terrible.
Yeah,
no. I mean, it's wonderful that you're here. I was reflecting on this story.
No, I totally understand that. Yeah, no, but like, yeah, no, alcohol can bring people to really dangerous points in life, especially with driving, because if you've seen people drunk on the road, they're swerving, right? And that's just buzzed usually. Imagine someone who has no realization of what's happening driving. They're gonna be not just swerving, they're gonna be like completely smashing into things. That's how people die.
Yeah, and the innocent people that have nothing to do with.
Exactly. Like, it puts not just yourself at risk, but others who are not even intending to be in that situation. And you can lose a life easily through
Definitely.
alcohol.
Yeah, really. You can also overdose on it.
Yes. Oh, you could get alcohol poisoning. Yeah, if you drink a lot. But, well, I've gotten alcohol poisoning before by drinking a whole fifth.
A fifth is like a giant bottle?
No, a fifth is just like a handle. It's like the 750 milliliters.
Okay, the bottle with the handle like you get at the grocery store?
No, it's just the average size, like a wine bottle. That's a fifth.
Oh, okay.
That's a fifth.
Okay.
Imagine that filled with vodka
Oh my God.
and drinking the whole thing. Yeah.
That's insane.
I've seen people drink like 5.
What?
Well, some of them are huge people. Like,
Okay,
not
but
just,
still.
but that's a lot.
Oh my God.
Like, that's a lot of alcohol you're putting, but their tolerances are so high. And that's the thing with alcohol. Your tolerance builds up. And I think you know about that, is that tolerance is when you get your body gets used to something and it doesn't affect you as the same as the first time. So you see these guys pounding like handles and like now on like social media, I see this new invention that enables you to shotgun anything. And
What does that mean?
shotgunning is like pounding like, this is the easiest way, is like a beer. You crack open like a little hole in the beer and then you snap the top and then chug it.
Okay.
As
so
fast as you
chugging.
can.
Shotgun is like chugging?
Yeah, but like there's a certain way to shotgun.
Okay.
But they're enabling you to shotgun hard alcohol.
Oh, it's a new tool or something.
Yeah, it's like it's an invention to like enable you to shotgun out of like glass bottles.
Oh, that's terrible. So there's no good reason anyone would want to do that.
Oh no,
except to just
get hammered.
totally gone.
Yeah.
Wow. Why are kids wanting to get completely numbed out and gone and blacked out? What is that? I know for you, you've talked about your trauma, but is that the case for all of these kids?
No, well, some of these kids just see their parents drink and then they're like, oh, it's okay. I'm just going to drink. I'm just going to maybe take it a little further because I'm young. I can do that.
Yeah, risk taking.
Yeah, but underlying, I think after a while, there's something they want to numb out because they realize, oh, wow, this makes me feel different. And then that's where it gets to a point of alcoholism, is when you're using it to take away something. And if you're using it to a certain extent, yes, that's alcoholism, I think. But I personally used alcohol to numb because it literally numbs you out the best.
Yeah.
It's the best way to numb out. I shouldn't say the best way. It's the easiest way to numb out.
Yeah. The most successful way to numb out, if that's your goal.
Yes.
And a person with depression, numbing out seems really desirable.
Yes.
But it's like the worst thing you should do when you're depressed.
When you're depressed, you want to feel your emotions. Let them come, experience them through your emotional body, and let them go. That's how you really get rid of it. Not by numbing it out and getting rid of it, because it always comes back, and it comes back even worse. So you want the best way to get through something is living through it, sober, and experiencing it to the fullest.
Like talking through it with someone, or
talking through it, and then closing your eyes and feeling it. Like I've explained, like with a certain person in my life, I get this sharp pain in my gut when I think about them, and that's a feeling. That's a true feeling of like that emotion, and you have to feel it to let it go. Because if you don't feel it at first, how do you let it go? So that's what I think. The numbing out from the alcohol, it will numb it, but then it still is there. It's not going to disappear. Like
Right.
compared to if you really work on it and let it go with a sober mindset and a like intention.
Yeah. Probably a therapist.
Therapist will
of
help.
some sort
Yeah.
would help you
A
work
guide.
through that. Some sort of guide.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's much harder than just slamming down some alcohol. So
Exactly. That's the thing. It's easy.
It's easy to
It's
do.
easy to numb out.
It's common. It's available. Where did you get it? Where'd you get your alcohol?
Stole it all the time.
Oh.
Yeah, you just go into like whatever convenience store or liquor store and just put it in your jacket, walk out.
Wow. You did get caught a couple times, right?
Once, and that was at rehab.
At the rehab that you told us
I've
about.
never got caught ever.
Really?
Never.
Are they not paying attention,
Oh
or
no,
are
no,
you
they
just
know
really
me.
good?
They know me. They know me. They just don't care.
They don't care.
Yeah,
Hmm.
they literally see me, and I'm like, and I
Uh,
run out. And I like this one time I had to stuff. Okay, imagine 3 of those wine bottles
Uh-huh.
in one bottle.
Oh gosh.
It was like this big,
Okay. Really fat.
really fat and like chubby.
Okay.
And I had to stuff that in my pants, and it looked like I was waddling out, and they just all looked at me, and I was like, okay, bye. And I started riding on my bike home. So
And part of you was like, can somebody please catch me? And
oh yeah, no,
help me?
that's really what it was. It was like I needed help, and no one seemed to care.
Mhm.
It's like, oh, this kid's just stealing alcohol. He's probably gonna have a fun time. You know, that's probably what their head is like. But then it's like that didn't help me. It really just, this society is so used to alcohol that they think it's okay. And when someone like me, a teenager, they're like, oh, just let them have fun.
Kind of like a rite of passage,
Yeah.
or like a, this is what kids do.
Yeah, but it's not what kids should be doing
No,
at all,
not at all.
because it really destroys them in the long run.
Yeah.
Unless they have the gene where they can control it. There's very few people I know that can do that, but there are people that can do that. Is
Yeah.
drink responsibly.
Yeah, maybe if they had good modeling, or there's a gene that would make you more susceptible to become addicted.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a gene for the opposite. Not sure.
I don't know, but like,
there's certain people that are more susceptible. I would say you are definitely in
oh
that
yeah,
category.
yes.
And probably it's in your genes. We'll never know probably, but because of your adoption status. But yeah, some people, just like anything, there's a wide variety of different people. Some people could probably just drink a beer or two and be fine.
Yeah.
Just a little loose and enjoy their evening, and then they're good.
Yeah. But for me personally, I have to get at least drunk.
Mm-hmm.
And there's difference between buzzed and drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Buzzed is like you get that feeling like you're kind of looser.
Mm-hmm.
Drunk is when you can't walk.
Mm-hmm.
And then blacked is like you're incapacitated,
Mm.
like you're not there. Like,
When you were really in periods where you were really using substances a lot, how often would you drink?
I would try to drink every day.
Oh, really?
I would steal as the biggest jug so I don't have to keep stealing. So I would try and steal the biggest jugs of alcohol. So yeah, I would have that big jug for about like 4 days,
Oh.
and then go back, steal.
Now, I thought you hated alcohol.
I do.
Okay.
I hate alcohol. It's just the easiest thing to numb you out.
Oh, it's just the easiest. Is it the easiest thing to get?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
Good.
the easiest because it's everywhere.
It's just on the shelf.
Yeah. See, it's way easier than weed, because weed, like, you have to like show a card. Well, I mean, with alcohol, you should show a card, but
Yeah.
like, it's not on the shelf.
Yeah, they
Like,
don't
where you
have
can-
weed right there on the
No,
shelf. where
they
you can
don't.
Just grab it.
Yeah. So it's just on the shelf. No tags, no alarm tags on them. You could just walk out with them, no alarms go off. So it's literally the easiest thing to get
Yeah.
to numb out. It's the easiest drug, as I should say, to
Oh,
get.
It is a drug, isn't it?
Yes.
Do a lot of your friends have parents that just stock enough alcohol that their parents don't even realize?
Yeah. Oh,
that
no.
they're-
Yeah. Yeah.
So they just drink their parents' alcohol.
Yeah.
And their parents probably are drinking so much they don't even notice
Exactly.
how far it's going,
Yeah.
how fast it's going.
But I know some parents that do always mark it,
Oh.
and then they get in trouble if they see it. But
Oh, okay.
that's just 1 or 2 kids
Oh,
that I
okay.
know. So
Do you recommend parents do that?
Oh, I would. If you are a drinker and you're an adult and you have kids, definitely either lock it up completely and keep that key with you. Never put it somewhere. Keep that key with you.
Because the kids know where the key is.
Yeah, no, we know where that is. And then, like, definitely have a mark on where the level is of the alcohol, because then if it's, and with vodka it's hard because you could just fill it back up with water, but then you would know if you go to pour it and then drink it.
Yeah. Okay.
But just always mark your alcohol, and the best way to prevent that is actually just nurture your kids and tell them the risk of alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
They should know that it's a dangerous substance.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just alcohol that everyone thinks is okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's a substance.
Did you, besides like the acute issues of blacking out and all that, in general, did it destroy your schoolwork, that kind of thing? Did it affect your performance in baseball?
Well, I wasn't drinking as much in baseball, but you remember when I went to Fountain Valley?
Yeah.
Every day I was drunk.
Really?
You remember that one day I was like throwing up?
Oh, yeah.
That was because I was drunk.
Yeah.
So yeah, it definitely affected and that's why I got kicked out. Not kicked out, but like I left school.
Yeah.
That school. So
yeah, because it had gotten bad.
It got way
really bad.
I couldn't like that one. That's why I ran away that one day.
Yeah.
It's because I was like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, you ran away from school once. That was really terrifying.
Yeah, and it was so easy to. I just walked out.
Yeah, you just walked out. It's almost as if you keep walking out wishing somebody would chase after you.
Yeah, and that dream or that thing that you experienced was like, I don't want someone to chase me. I want them to just like understand what I'm going through.
And maybe help you.
Help me. Yeah, just I was reaching out for help subconsciously.
Yeah, subconsciously.
I was like really, my subconscious knew I was like falling deeper and deeper into like close to death.
Mm-hmm.
So my subconscious was trying to save me, doing things to get attention and try and get that attention essentially for someone to say, hey, do you need help? And that's what happened when I went to the hospital, is that finally I got the attention that I needed, and attention as in like I got attended to.
Yeah.
So that helped.
The times in the hospitals helped?
Yeah, it kept me safe.
Yeah.
It really did keep me safe.
Kind of reset you.
Yeah, but then I always went back.
Right, because the core issues hadn't gotten fixed. But at least the hospitalizations kind of got a reset.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what I've heard of kids drinking stuff like hand sanitizer.
Yeah. Well, I did that. I did that before. And, well, you got to be careful with that. But it is a thing people do, because ethanol alcohol is what is drinking alcohol. And there's methanol alcohol, which you can't drink. Cannot drink.
Okay.
So ethanol is in hand sanitizer. But people who say you can't get drunk off of rubbing alcohol, yes, you can. But it's very dangerous.
Yeah.
Compared to drinking ethanol alcohol, just straight alcohol, like drinking alcohol.
So it seems like somebody would have to be desperate to get drunk to drink a bottle of hand sanitizer.
Oh, no. Yeah,
miserable.
That's was a low point in my life where I did that. I was like, I was in rehab when I did that.
In rehab? Oh, because they had hand sanitizer everywhere. COVID.
Yeah, COVID. No, it was actually way before COVID. It was in the other one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just hand sanitizer for nurses or whatever.
Yeah, or just to keep clean, you know?
Yeah.
And then we're like, doesn't that have alcohol in it? Oh my God. Yeah, and then the idea sparked, and we were like, can we, like, and I think we were like acting like we were like sick. So then we got more hand sanitizer. So.
Oh, sneaky stinkers.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Is there anything else that has alcohol that kids would get into? Vanilla?
Vanilla. Yes, vanilla has, I'm not sure if that's ethanol. I'm pretty sure it is, because I've heard people that like drink like bottles of vanilla and they get kind of buzzed.
Yeah.
But like mouthwash.
Oh, yeah. There's some mouthwash with alcohol.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if it's ethanol or methanol. You gotta check. If you're gonna like, this is the harm reduction part right here. If you're gonna do something stupid, do it less stupid. Check if it's ethanol rather than methanol, because you can die if you drink methanol. And if you want to drink and get alcohol, like if you want to get drunk, I'd rather you just ask a buddy to get you like vodka than drink straight hand sanitizer, because that's stupid.
Yeah, it's not made to...
It has chemicals in it.
Yeah.
It's not made to drink.
Yeah.
Like, so the harm reduction side is drink actual drinking alcohol rather than trying to get drunk through
Non-beverage kind of thing.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, goodness. I remember, I feel so stupid about this, but I'm going to tell everybody because maybe there's another parent out there that will be helped.
Oh, yeah. No. Those stories help.
Yeah. You were having a kind of a rough time, but I didn't know you were using substances yet. I didn't realize it yet. But there was one time you asked for some rubbing alcohol for a science project. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, Mom, we're doing something about density of materials. And my teacher asked me to bring the bottle of rubbing alcohol.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. Why not?
Okay.
I'm supporting school.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize what a sneaky person you were at the time.
Yeah.
And it would never dawn on me that kids would drink that stuff. That tastes terrible.
No, it's like 98% alcohol.
That's horrible.
And it burns. It burns way more than like I've never actually had like absinthe before.
Oh.
But that's like 99% alcohol. But it burned, but it did give you that warm feeling and stuff.
Yeah. So parents should be aware if their kid's asking for some weird thing that has alcohol in it.
Yeah, just be wary and like ask the teacher, say like, did you ask this? But it actually was for that.
It really was?
Yeah, no, I wasn't assigned alcohol for that.
You were? Really?
Yeah.
But then you also drank.
Yeah, I also drank it. So.
Oh my gosh. So a teacher is asking kids to buy rubbing alcohol.
Yeah, they don't expect you to drink that.
No.
Well, who would expect anyone to drink that?
I don't know.
But no, you got it. Now you know, audience, that people drink rubbing alcohol and hand sanitizer. So just be wary of if your kids are asking for that in more frequently, you know?
It's not because they're wanting their hands to be super clean.
No, they
usually.
Most likely they would want to get like buzzed off of it or something.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, just be careful. But this is another thing that parents should know is don't berate your child and try and change them. Of course, you want to make sure they're safe, but don't shame them. Don't tell them that you're a horrible person for doing this. Give them a lesson and teach them with like a good intention that you want them to be safe. And don't tell them that you're a bad person for doing something. Tell them you're who you are, but you just need to be safe. Mm-hmm. And that's all I care about, is that your safety. I don't care. What I learned now is that I don't want to be told that I'm a bad person. I want to be, that makes it worse.
Yeah.
If you're being
if you add shame and guilt on top of it, it makes everything worse.
It makes so much things worse. It makes everything worse, really. So a parent should definitely do the opposite of that. Be nurturing, but also tell the child or whoever is trying to do something dangerous that there's risk and I don't want you to die. Mm-hmm. Because we love you. Mm-hmm. That's how I would like to have been talked to if we could go back.
Would it work if parents grounded you?
No.
Because you sneak out, right? Or sneak it in? Or
the more you put boundaries around a kid, the more sneakily they can figure things out and get around that. So you want to be open and honest with your child and make it make it easy for them to communicate with you. Mm-hmm.
You don't want to antagonize your kid over something like this. What the kid is seeking is help and help figuring out this crazy world that we live in. Good God, this is really, really intense, especially the last couple of years. Yeah. And these kids are growing up in this world where God knows that the whole earth is kind of dying and race relations are horrible, and wars, and yeah, it's so much.
It's stressful.
And kids are stressed with school and expected to be perfect in school and honors classes and AP and blah, 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 blah.
And that's not what we need. That's more stress if we are being antagonized.
Yeah.
So if we do something that you think is wrong, it could be wrong to your morals, but it's just an experience that we're having that we can learn from, not to be shamed for. It's something to learn from. It's you probably shouldn't do it again if it's harmful. That's what you should be told.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it can harm you.
Yeah.
Just be careful.
Yeah. And maybe parents could say, it seems like you're trying to numb yourself out. Is there something
I can do
underneath there that you need help with?
Yeah. That's exactly how a parent should approach that.
Mm-hmm.
Because when someone uses a substance, it's not to make you mad. It's not, oh, I want to do this so I can piss off my parents. Maybe someone's out there.
Maybe sometimes.
Sometimes. But like, there's truly a deeper wounding
Mm-hmm.
that person has.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to have that knowledge that there might be something going on deeper than just trying to piss you off.
Mm-hmm.
So parents, please know that and take that into consideration.
Yeah, they're not trying to be disrespectful or disobedient, especially at the level Joey was using substances. It was not about, not following rules. It was about he's trying to obliterate himself.
Yeah, it was literally trying to just end my existence, or what I believed was if I died, I wouldn't have to go through all this pain.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm starting to realize that wouldn't really help,
mm-hmm.
because in my beliefs that you would just relive it.
Right.
Yeah, that's how I
come back around again.
Come back around again, and then boop, you're just like in the same thing.
Again.
So that helped me realize that I don't want to die.
Uh-huh.
But besides that, it really is just to numb something out and to truly just find peace within yourself.
Right. So parents could figure out how to get their kids the help they need to not want to numb themselves out.
Yeah.
All the time.
There is a healthy amount of numbing out, obviously. Like you can, like, stress and stuff. Come on, you don't want to live life completely full of stress. Like, I understand why people drink. Is because, like, let's say you have a 9-to-5 job, 7 days a week, or whatever hours. I don't know hours, but you're gonna be stressed out.
Yeah.
And then legally at 21, you should be able to numb, because
have a glass of wine
have a glass of wine and relax. That's the ideal way of using that. But
when kids, or adults for that matter, start using it more than just a glass of wine at night,
that's when you realize that it's to numb something out.
Yeah. So that's the core issue, is what are you trying to avoid dealing with? What pain are you trying to suppress? What is under there? Because until you figure that out, no amount of cognitive behavioral therapy is going to help you.
Yeah, no.
You know what is the right thing to do.
Exactly. It's just that there's trauma, or there's something deeper that is making you want to do those actions, rather than knowing your actions and trying to change them. It's the inner child or inner being that's trying to say something.
Yeah. And it might be a voice that's been stuffed down for one reason or another.
Yes.
So encouraging more open communication between parents and kids.
That's hard. And
really hard.
Just as a teen, it's still hard. Like, I try and I'm way more honest and way more open with you and Jan and my dad than I've ever been.
Yeah, now that you're sober, you mean?
Yeah, now that now that I'm sober, and now that I'm realizing stuff and I'm getting older, obviously. Yeah. But when you're 14, 15, there is this rebellious point.
And that's natural. That is
natural,
but part of adolescence.
But as an adult, and not me, but as an adult looking at a child, I would say be cautious.
Yeah.
Because you don't know. Kids these days are smart. Because they have these things right here called phones.
They have a phone that you can look anything up and somebody will tell you how to do something.
Yes. So this generation is going to be, like, not to diss any other generations, but this generation is going to be a little more advanced, I think, with the thinking processes and stuff. And it shows on the good side and the bad side. They're getting smarter technologically, and then they're also getting smarter to get fucked up.
Yeah, both ways.
Yeah.
Now, if someone wanted to quit drinking, they shouldn't just quit cold turkey, right?
No, that's dangerous.
That's really dangerous.
Yes.
You need to go to detox, right?
Yes. It is detox, but like you lean off of it. You don't quit cold turkey, which is stop right away, and then like one day you're drinking, and then the next day you're not. That's very dangerous. You could have seizures. You could go through crazy withdrawals, because it's actually worse than like cannabis when it comes to withdrawals, because I don't know how it affects your body scientifically, but it's way more. It affects it more severely when you're getting off of it rather than cannabis.
Yeah. So somebody should really get support if they're finding themselves drinking more than they need to be.
Yes.
And they should get medical support.
Yes. And there's no shame, because the medical professionals should not call the cops. And that's what I had a fear before. I didn't know this, but now I do, is that if you go to the hospital asking for help for substance abuse, they shouldn't call the cops on you, because that's unless like certain situations, like when you're like harming others or something like
if you're
that,
assaulting somebody in the waiting room.
Yes.
Well then, okay.
Yeah. But if you just come in and then you're under the influence, they should just help you. They're not there to get you in trouble. They're there to keep you alive. And not with alcohol, but with other substances. I've been in the hospital in fear that I'm going to be sent to jail. But then when I came out of it, this is when I learned that they're just there to help.
Yeah.
And to keep you alive.
Yeah, definitely. Now, I think you should talk about not mixing.
Yes. Don't mix any drugs, anything, even cannabis, with alcohol, because alcohol is going to affect your cognitive decisions. And not just that, it chemically combining other things can, because alcohol is it's a downer and a stimulant, essentially. And if you put another downer like benzodiazepines, which is like Xanax, you're going to double it. You're going to double down. And you can affect your nervous system to a point, and your muscles to relax so much that you just stop breathing.
Yeah, you could totally die. And it also, the alcohol, it removes your inhibitions, and you're not thinking clearly, so you might make really poor choices as far as dosage or things like that if you're trying to mix things. Because
alcohol is the worst thing you can combine with anything. I don't know if it's like the deadliest, but benzos and alcohol is like asking for death.
It's really, really dangerous, and I don't think enough people are talking about that. I feel like.
Well, actually, the circle of like drinking and like parties and stuff is never to take a Xanax and drink.
Oh, okay. The kids know that?
The kids know that.
Oh, that's good.
So that's good. But parents, don't keep your alcohol out and your Xanax out. just keep those locked up. You don't want any of those out, essentially. But just be careful.
Yeah.
And if they do, this is actually a thing that I've learned. If you see your loved one overdosing on alcohol, throwing up, lay them on their side so they don't choke on their vomit. That's how Tyler Skaggs died of the Angels player. That's hard when you're alone.
Yeah.
Because you can't control
really
that.
Dangerous to drink alone.
Oh, yeah.
Or use any substance alone.
Use any substance alone is a dangerous thing, because if you overdose, you have no one there to either Narcan you, call the authorities,
Yeah.
or put you on your side at the least.
Mm-hmm.
There's no one there for that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are gonna do anything, always have someone there who's gonna either be sober or less intoxicated than you, because then they can make the decision that you're dying,
Yeah.
and then they
call
can
911.
call 911.
Yeah. Or roll you over.
Yeah, or roll you over.
That's a horrible way to die.
Well, it's probably, I don't even know. I wouldn't even say it was painless because you're choking. But if at that point, I think you're just completely unconscious, so you just die.
Such
But
a tragedy.
It is a tragic thing to think about.
Mm-hmm.
So, and also, I don't like to say this, but this really helps me in the thought of suicidal ideation and stuff. Essentially, the way I think suicide affects someone is just, it doesn't just affect you. It affects everyone around.
Yeah.
And that's how I came to the realization that if I kill myself, I'm going to affect my whole circle. Because now that I've experienced death with overdoses and stuff, that person who's struggling, yes, they're free, but now we have to suffer.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're thinking of suicide, and hopefully you get help for this, but just know that it's going to affect everyone around you, and that helped me get through it. If that helps you not think to kill yourself, I hope that helps.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I've been at that low point of wanting to just end myself and not care about the others in my life. But if you do have people in your life that care, just one person, not even a person, an animal you can think about, or a spirit, a god, hold on to that person and say, this will affect them.
Mm-hmm.
And
if you won't do it for yourself, do it for somebody else.
Yeah,
stay alive for somebody
stay
else.
alive for someone else, because it will hurt. And I really can relate to that now with all the people I've lost. So
have you've lost some friends?
Yeah.
With overdoses?
Yeah. Yeah. It hurts. And I just don't want anyone else to feel pain or go through a loss. So, yeah.
I know one time you drank that whole handle of vodka hoping you wouldn't wake up.
Yeah. And if I didn't wake up, I know now knowing that I'm alive, I would have screwed the mental state of everyone in my family and in my life who was close to me, because then they would have lost someone, and it hurts. It no doubt hurts, but I'm so glad that I didn't, so I didn't have to put those people through pain. So yeah.
Well, I'm super glad you haven't, and boy, I've lived that phone call a million times. And
really?
Yeah.
Like you've thought about it?
Oh yeah. Oh, every day.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang.
I still am scared when I go. Now Joy's living with Jan and me again. He moved a couple weeks ago back in with us, and so now when I go see if you're awake in the morning, every single time I worry that you're not going to wake up. Really?
It's just in the back of your head that he just might not be with us anymore.
Yeah, every single time.
Really?
If you're sleeping or if you're gone and then I have you come back, I'm just like, there's a pit in my stomach saying, oh God, what if he doesn't come back?
Yeah. No, and that's a valid thing, because I put you through all this trauma essentially.
Well, and you could have died a dozen times or more.
But my question is, what is that fear when I'm just sleeping? Like that I overdosed, or I might just wake up not living?
Overdose, or that you killed yourself.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And that is a fear that I hope diminishes, because I'm feeling a lot better, and I don't have any SI anymore. Like
suicidal ideation.
Suicidal ideation, but I don't feel that anymore, because I'm occupying myself with other things that fill me up, and give me
Yeah.
joy. So, but I didn't know that you had that fear, and I'm sorry.
Oh, well, no, it's you don't have to apologize. It's just my own thing to deal with now. I'm actually going to get EMDR to help with that.
Oh, okay, good.
I'll
EMDR.
tell everybody how that goes once I get it.
Yeah, we should have a podcast on that.
We will have a podcast on EMDR if you want to look it up. It's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah.
It's supposed to help with trauma. Speaking of, okay, so you've been so happy now. You're doing baseball.
Yeah.
Your new college, music again, and would that help kids if they had things that they love to do? Would that help kids stay clear of these substances?
No. It's like in my experience, it's up to you. It's like
Each person has to just decide.
if you're in the depths of your addiction, I understand, and there's nothing to be ashamed of. You are in that point in your life that you just feel like you have to numb out, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just there will be a time. And there's no doubt, because I never thought it would happen for me, that there's a time where it just clicks, and then you don't need it anymore. You just want to live a normal, quote unquote, life.
Yeah. So just our whole goal was to keep you alive until you could realize that.
Yes, and that's what all parents should do if their child or loved one is suffering, is make sure they're alive until they figure that out.
Yeah.
Because if they die, they can't figure that out.
Right. Then it's too late. But so
Yes.
just if you can just survive, like literally survive until you can wake up and, decide to live.
Yeah. Yeah.
Decide to live.
It takes time, and it takes experiences, and it takes hitting lows. Yes, it is hard for people that are going through it right now. It's hard. At some point, I hope for anyone there was a point in your life that it was okay. And just try and tune into that point in your life and say, I want that back. That's how I got through it, at least, is that I found a point in my life in the past where I was like happy, but without substances. And I just kept that. And I was like, okay, I want that back. My goal in life is to help at least one person in this world.
Yeah, we'll know we'll be successful if we just help one person not have to be in so much pain.
Yes, and that's the goal. Is just, if we can help the whole world out, that would be amazing. But if I can help out, we can help out just one person that's suffering, we did our job. So yeah.
Well, you're amazing, Joey, and your transformation is really stunning and beautiful to watch. And
Thank you.
I'm so grateful that you're on a better path now.
Yeah.
And it just makes my heart so happy that your intention is to help others. It's not just like, yay, I feel good now, I'm going to go do my life. It's already you're turning around and helping the next person up.
Yeah, because I've been through that, and I needed someone at that point. So yeah,
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, it's you return what you've, I don't know analogy, I'm gonna think of an analogy, but you return what you've suffered from. So, but like reverse that. I don't know how to explain.
Let's see, you like you're just saying you go back and help somebody that suffered the same way you did.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. I remember Jan and me and you did the Tough Mudder, which is one of those mud run obstacle courses. And it was when, well, I think, Joey, you might have been using substances, but you were strong and you were,
I was
you were
using.
buff, and he made it to the top of this really slippery wall, but he turned around with all the other strong guys and I think you even were held by your ankles.
Yeah, I was held by my ankles, pulling other people up.
And just shoving them up over the wall. Yeah. It was so beautiful to watch. And now that's what you're doing. Emotionally to help other people. You're helping pull them up over the wall.
Yeah.
So, thank you, Joey, for all that you're doing.
No, thank you. And thank you for being there as support. And I think Jan for being there as support. even my dad, I think,
Mm-hmm.
just for knowing that I'm better.
Mm-hmm.
And it really helps having those people around.
Yeah.
And just the listening ear.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm willing to do, is
Yeah.
just be that listening ear.
If we're your only one, get in touch with us. We're happy to help.
Yes.
And if you would like to help in other ways, please share this episode or our podcast with any other families you know who might benefit. And if you can rate or review us on Apple Podcasts, that's very helpful. And we also have a Patreon account if you would like to support us financially, so we can continue commercial free and pay for the things that the podcast needs. That would really be appreciated. Patreon info is in the episode description as well.
Yes. And thank you all.
And we also, you can find us and like us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and TikTok even.
Yes.
And just help us spread the word. We really want to help as many people as possible.
Yeah. And thank you. And remember to stay safe.